Number two seed in the Big Ten tournament brings a lot of benefits, also some expectations. How are you approaching the tournament?
Yeah, we're excited about it. You know, it's the first time being a double bye, so the break has been nice to kind of get these guys mentally reset a little bit after the tough grind of end of February and March. So we're looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity. And, obviously you want to win a Big Ten championship and improve your seeding in the NCAA tournament because that gives you better chances. So we're looking to go into Indy and play well.
How would you describe the mood among the players? Are they excited, maybe enthusiastic about this opportunity?
I think they're getting there. Yesterday was our first day back kind of practicing, so I think a little bit I think everyone's we're getting back into the swing. They will be excited. It's just kids don't get excited 3 days before something happens anymore.
Coach, how unique is this for you to have a team going to a conference tournament where it's going to be the first in that conference experience for so many of the players you count on?
Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing is that they've all played in conference tournaments before, so I think they have that. And obviously, I think they all respect this league greatly now. I think it took a little time for them to understand how good this league is and how good the players are in the league. So I think the fact that they've been through the league, they've all played in conference tournaments, they are all excited about postseason play. So, you're still going out there and playing one of the teams you've played before. So
maybe a little less anxiety because they just can say, we're going to show them what we can do.
No, I mean, I think there's a respect in this league that I see within the players as they go through it. They know that they're going to have to go out there and play very well, to win a game and more or less win 3 games against the competition in this league.
Kevin, I know obviously you live in this kind of basketball bubble, but have you gotten a sense just from fans or people you run into outside here, like that there is this real enthusiasm about this team and what it could do in March?
Yeah, I think it's great. I love, the whole Crab 5 thing I thought was really cool, how that just kind of took a life of its own and it started, outside of the athletic department. It didn't really have anything to do with us. But yeah, I think everyone's really enjoyed watching these guys play. I think that's what I'm more excited about than anything is that, the way we've played, the way these guys have played, I think has electrified the fan base. Not just that we're winning and we're 11th in the country and a 2 seed. I think the way we've played has been a lot of fun to watch.
Basketball, obviously, momentum, and it's a good problem to have not playing on Friday, but how do you kind of balance that as a coach, kind of going hard up till Sunday and then give them a few days off and kind of want to keep them in the mindset of everyday kind of thing?
Well, I mean, we had the last 4 games was a grind mentally for these guys and for the staff. So I think, we took off Sunday. I think we lifted Monday. Yesterday was our first day kind of back. Today will be a real practice, and then we'll kind of do what we've been doing is really nothing day before games, walk through. So we haven't been great coming off breaks, but I think this break was much needed just from the fact that the grind was real those last 4 games. I think the pressure, the stress of where we were, how we were playing, I think that was a little bit of a mental fatigue on our guys.
Hey, Kevin. When you look at where you guys are now versus where you were 12 months ago, does that kind of speak to the good side of current era in college basketball, where you really can rebuild your team in one off season?
Yeah, that's a deep question. Yes, I mean, we went into the portal with a really, really specific plan of how we wanted to play. The COVID year and the 6-year guys made that much easier. It's going to be a much more difficult task going forward, just because I don't think it's going to be as easy because you're not going to have as many players in the system. I mean, we're losing a dramatic amount of extra year guys that had COVID years. If you look at Tanji from Wisconsin, he's in his 6th year. Selt's in his 5th year. Jay's in his 5th year. There's going to be no more of those guys. So when you take, I think it's in this league alone, I think there was 49 grad transfers. I think it was somewhere in that. You take 49 guys off the rosters. That's a huge, huge change that I think we're all going to go through in the portal. So, and then now we're going to throw in profit sharing, and we're going to throw in, everyone's going to have, $3 million to build rosters. It's going to be, I think, much more difficult to sustain it and to build it than it was last year.
Kevin, sticking with the portal topic, you've talked a lot about how much you've enjoyed coaching this team and sort of their personalities. Do you have any idea of what that's going to be like as you're recruiting them in the portal, or is it sort of just a surprise?
No, I mean, it's why we still do official visits. I mean, everyone says official visits are stupid. Technically, they kind of are stupid now because you're making decisions a lot based on money and fit for these kids. But for coaches, we use official visits just really. We've already done our homework. We've already watched 10 games on them. We've already made phone calls, but we use visits just to see how we interact with them, how they interact with our players. More or less, it's like a personality test more than anything. So, there's still a fit. There's still obviously money, but the personality standpoint is big. And official visits, Kobe visited here, and right away I knew that, like, that was going to be my guy. Like I just from it, there was no BS. Same thing with Selton. Selton came in. He didn't even want to look at campus. He was like, I like your offense. Like, I know I can help your team win. I want to get to the NCAA tournament. Rodney was the same way. So Tafar was the same way. Tafar was, we had known Tafar, but, we asked certain questions of every kid coming in from the portal, specific questions, not just their goals, what they think they can help with the team goals. Unfortunately, the history of programs and stuff like that have kind of gone, it's a little bit more, what have you done now?
And then I know you've talked about the last 4 games sort of being a grind. I think defensively you moved up from right around 20 in Ken Palm to inside the top 10. What sort of stuck out to you most on that end of the floor?
Two things helped us. We slowed down dramatically offensively. I think we went from second to second. But we were taking almost 2 seconds more per possession in the last 4 games on offense, and it doesn't seem like that's that much. But if you add the total amount of possessions in a game with 2 seconds, it becomes dramatic. So we slowed down a little bit on purpose. I slowed them down just a little bit because I did see some mental fatigue. And with less possessions, less fast break for us, I thought we were a little fresher on the defensive end. That's a nerdy answer, I know.
Kevin, just on the other side of that coin, obviously around 40% shooting the last kind of 4 games. You still won 3 of those. I guess, do you expect a kind of bounce back performance with this time off, or is there anything you guys have been working on there?
Yeah, I do, but I also think this time of year you better learn how to win ugly. It's not going to be always so smooth on the offensive end, especially when you play a team like at Penn State. It's not going to be smooth. They're going to trap you. Michigan State, I think, is one of the best defensive teams I've gone against in a long time. So I do think that we will get back to being a little bit better offensively, just being a little bit more fresh. But I really like the fact that we can grind them out. That's shown me that we can play 2 different styles and win 2 different ways.
Kevin, obviously the ultimate goal is making a run in the NCAA tournament, but when you go into this tournament, how much does that do you maybe treat it as, yes, we're going for a Big Ten title, but also kind of like a dress rehearsal for the big dance in a way? Or is it not? I'm curious.
No, I mean, it's for me. I love conference tournaments. I know other coaches don't like them. I think it's a great opportunity for your fans and for your players to get experience. So I don't even look at the NCAA tournament right now. I'm just really focused on this conference tournament and whoever we're going to play on Friday. And then, you transition to it. I think the deeper you get, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I've been to Big East finals and been wiped out and had to go and played, and I've lost in the first round, and my team's been great. So it's, I think each team is different. I think now in the portal era, you're going to play for a Big Ten championship. I think that's really special. It's really cool, and I think that should be your focus. Thanks, everybody. Oh, yeah. Oh, no problem. No, they were great.
I'll have players in shortly.
Rodney, obviously, with number two seed, you get a lot of benefits like the double bye, favorable matchups, but there are a lot of expectations with number two seed. Is that a lot to bear?
No, we know like how good we can be. We know how good we can be when we play together as a team. So the expectations are high, but we can accomplish those.
And Derek, Kevin was in here earlier saying that he doesn't even look at the NCAA tournament. For you and your teammates, is that something that you keep on the horizon, or are you just more focused on the Big Ten tournament?
I mean, of course we look at it because we all on social media. I don't think he on social media, so he really don't see it. But like, I think we're like kind of forced to look at it because it's all up and down Twitter and Instagram.
Hey, Derek, just was wondering how you found out about Big Ten Freshman of the Year, where you were, who told you?
I was in the gym. I was here. I was getting treatment. And then it was on social media that I found out.
And what was just your reaction?
I had a smile on my face.
How high on your, like, before the season, was that, like, up on your list of priorities, your goals?
Yeah, of course.
And then, Rodney, in terms of the Big Ten tournament, you're going to have to play, if you want to make it far, you're going to have to play pretty much every day. Are you at all worried about, with the depth of the team and maybe just tired legs, or is that not really a concern for you guys?
Nah, that's not a concern. I think we're all pretty well conditioned by now, so that shouldn't be a problem.
For both of you guys, how fired up are you and your teammates that so many contributors on this team that have done so well, this is going to be their first Big Ten tournament, and you guys can go in and really make a statement about this team playing in this tournament for the first time? How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's very exciting. We get to prove ourselves. Well, we got nothing to prove, really, but we get to play against the best competition, of course. So it's definitely going to be fun.
I mean, like, we right there. Just 3 games, 3 days. Might as well go win it.
you guys both committed to Maryland under different circumstances, coming from different places. But when did you each kind of get the sense that Kevin had put together a team for this season that could accomplish things on the level that you've accomplished?
Yeah, well, so I was like the first one. Well, after Derek, I was the first like transfer to commit. But like when Jacoby and Selvin committed and Jew had stayed, I knew that we was gonna have something special. We was gonna have a good team.
I mean, everybody came from good places. Everybody know pretty good players. So, I mean, we just had to put it together, and over time, it didn't happen overnight for us to become a good team. I mean, it took work. So, and then first game, that's when we became a great team, good team.
Rodney, do you have a sense for just how much excitement and faith, this fan base has in this team being able to make a big March run?
Yeah, I'm on social media. I see everything. So I know they got confidence in us, and I know they're excited. So we're just ready to just attack it, really.
Was there a moment for you, or are there interactions that you kind of have on a daily basis with, I don't know, other students where people kind of tell you and just how excited and like people explaining what their expectations are almost for what this team can do in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, recently, like being on campus, like going to class and study hall and all that, like people would just stop me and say good luck or something. So that means a lot, really.
Hey, first for Derek, it seems like you guys not only playing well, but are really happy and like each other and are enjoying it. Just the Big Ten tournament, the more games you win, that's the more games you guys as a group are going to get to play together when it's possible you might not be together as a group after the season. So how eager are you for that, to just enjoy this ride more with your teammates before the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, like we are brothers, like you said, like we do like each other. We spend a lot of time with each other. And then, like, we only get this opportunity once. So, like you said, like the more amount of games we play is the amount of time, more time we get to spend with each other and just keep making memories.
And for Rodney, I'm just curious, do you remember, I assume you were watching that Maryland team that made the Sweet 16 back, I guess it was 2015, 16, around then. Do you remember that team?
Who was on that team?
Mello Trimble, I think Jake Lehman. Do you remember that team pretty well, I assume? That's the last time this team's made a Sweet 16 run. Going into this Big Ten tournament, do you kind of, how much stock do you put in, having a good effort out there to then carry that into, replicating that and maybe getting past that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to, like, carry momentum from that. So winning games in the Big Ten tournament is a priority for that fact. It'll definitely help us go far into March Madness, getting a rhythm and all that. So, I don't know. Probably 12, 13, yeah.
For both of you guys, Coach Willard sort of mentioned these last 4 games being a little bit of a grind, I think, both mentally and physically. What was that like for you guys, sort of going through that? What stuck out?
Talking about regular season?
Yeah.
Oh. Who we played?
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
What was the question?
Just Coach Willard talked about that those last 4 games sort of being a grind. From your standpoint as a player, did it feel similar? What stuck out there?
Michigan State.
I mean, it was a grind. I mean, played a lot of minutes. So from a physical standpoint, that was a grind. And then they were good teams, and we had to go into environments. Like, for an example, Penn State, we haven't won there in 7 years, which is crazy. But we got it done in an environment like that. And then we went to Michigan, got it done there too. So that was nice to see.
And then, Rodney, I know you mentioned sort of being on social media. A lot of fans were, I think, upset, surprised not to see you not get any all-conference honors.
Yeah.
Is that something, what was your reaction to that, and is that something that bothers you?
I thought it was crazy, too. It don't bother me, but I thought it was really crazy. I'm definitely going into this tournament with a chip on my shoulder, so, yeah.
practice for about 15 minutes when we get started.